Welcome everyone in HueFin News. Today is November the 30th, 2017, and this is our daily cryptocurrency market analysis where we are giving you all the news according to the charts. And we do this by looking at the price bars and the volume in the simplistic form, taking all the indicators and patterns and shapes and colors all off the chart and just giving you the bare basic charts to give you where price prediction and our price movements for these particular cryptocurrencies. And overall today, the market recovered from the major sell-off that happened in the cryptocurrency space, and it's a pretty good sign to see that, especially on the next trading day, to see the market recover. But it doesn't necessarily mean that we're out the woods, but it has subsided somewhat as far the market can move lower. And we can definitely give you guys that right now, and we will talk about more of where these cryptocurrencies will be headed over the next trading day. And it's possible that some of them may even move higher, just like we told you on our video yesterday about Dash, how Dash was the only cryptocurrency on yesterday that traded higher while the majority of the other cryptocurrencies traded lower. And that is a very key sign for Dash to let you know that that's probably one of the stronger cryptocurrencies in the market, and it's probably poised to move higher. And we'll talk about that once we get to Dash. But as always, you guys know that we are not investment advisors, and we are not giving you investment advice, but rather we are the interpreters of the price charts, and we are the ones who are giving you the language of the markets and dissect what the price bars and the volume is telling us to tell you where price is likely to go. And you guys can see on this website, the market cap for today now stands at $307 billion, and yesterday 293 billion was where the market was at. So it tells you that $14 billion, give or take, came right back into the market. And that's how volatile this cryptocurrency space is right now. You have a lot of the experts, pundits, currency traders stating that Bitcoin and even some of these altcoins cannot be a currency by it trading as volatile as it is right now. So maybe we get some price stability later on in the next couple of years or so, then Bitcoin or one of the other altcoins can be used as currency. But given this current state, it is not possible for these cryptocurrencies to be used in everyday transactions because the price of these cryptocurrencies changes drastically every day. So you guys can see that Bitcoin is up 1.65%, right back above that $10,000 area, and Ethereum as well is up 1.75. Bitcoin Cash is down 1%. Ripple is up 0.5%. Dash still double-digit gains on today alone, up 10.06%. Bitcoin Gold is down 1%. Litecoin is almost at 1% up. IOTA is also up. Cardano is up 24.05%. Monero 3.82. Ethereum Classic 5.63, and Neo is down almost 1%. So you guys can see that Bitcoin is up 2.78%, trading right below $10,000, right at $9,998.90. And we forecasted a huge trading range for Bitcoin on today, and we forecasted them to at least come back down to 9,200, or I think it was 94. And you see the market came all the way back down today to $8,888. Just another opportunity to try to scare the novice traders into exiting out their position. And obviously the volume is a lot lighter than what it was yesterday, so it tells us that some of the selling has been replaced out of the market into buyers, but stockpile is still on today's bar. So the market may move just a little lower, but it's a very good sign to see that Bitcoin is back at its trading range from the open and close from the previous 2 days. You can see where the open and close of these bars are, and the market for today came right back to that area. So it tells you that some of that nervousness or the scared traders who sold their positions, the buyers that came in and consumed that volume, and now the market is able to resume higher, and we'll break it to a smaller time frame to see where Bitcoin can move higher. And definitely one of the first areas that Bitcoin is going to come back to is $10,200, and if it goes higher than that, then $10,400 is going to be that next area for Bitcoin to at least come in touch. If I move it to a 6-hour time frame, so even looking at the 6-hour time frame, this is where Bitcoin is trading right now, is at an area of resistance. And if we could get a push to go up bar, is no problem for Bitcoin Cash to go, for Bitcoin to go all the way back up to $10,400. It might even come all the way back up to the open and close around 10,500 if the volume is there to back the move. But overall, we're still looking for Bitcoin to move higher in our analysis, but in the event that it's going to move lower, you can definitely expect Bitcoin to come right back down to 9,800 or even 9,600. It's all dependent on how much volume comes into the market. And if the volume comes into the market and we get a push to go up bar, which is a precursor of strength, then like we said, it could come all the way back up to 10,200 or even 10,400. So that's our analysis, is for Bitcoin to continue to move higher. So now this is Ethereum. Ethereum is up 3.21%. Last trade was at $436. So the daily price chart is showing us that the market for Ethereum has consumed up all of the selling that was in the market, but we still have a little stockpile on this particular bar as Ethereum moved higher. So we will look at a smaller time frame to see where Ethereum can come back to as support. So simple to see that $420 is going to be that area for Ethereum to move lower. If it's going to come down and find support, it could be at 420 or even back here around 410. But given the fact that we have this strength, these precursors of strength bars in the background, we're looking for Ethereum to at least come back up to and around $450. So it might come to the highs of these bars, which was around 445. So that's going to be our analysis for Ethereum. But if we get more volume to the upside, meaning that majority of the volume is buy volume, then Ethereum definitely runs the probability of coming to 460. But just like with Bitcoin, we're still looking for Ethereum to move higher, and we gave you that price point to and around 445 to 450. So now we are going to Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash is down 0.57%. Last trade was at $1,321.30. So it is a good sign to see that the market came right back for Bitcoin Cash and closed back towards the middle of the bar, even a little higher, and that the market also came back down and touched right here around that area to where these previous bars came and touched. So it tells you that Bitcoin Cash has bought up all of the selling that was occurring today in the market. And also you guys can see that it wasn't that much selling in the market for Bitcoin Cash because the volume is extremely light and the spread of this bar is awfully smaller than yesterday's bar. So the consumption of the selling for Bitcoin Cash is almost gone, but the market did close lower than yesterday's close, so the market may trend a little lower, and we will show you a smaller time frame to show you where Bitcoin Cash can come back down to. So Bitcoin Cash move lower, can definitely come right back to $1,300 or maybe even $1,250 or even $1,275 in the short term. But given the fact that the market has recovered, the overall cryptocurrency market has recovered, it looks like Bitcoin Cash is going to shoot higher in price, and that looks like it's going to be Bitcoin Cash can definitely come right back to $1,400 or even $1,500. if the volume is going to be particularly strong in the market on tomorrow. So that's our analysis for Bitcoin Cash, as well as for them to at least move higher, and that is back up to and around $1,500, $1,400 as well. But in the event that it does move lower, we told you that it could come right back down to $1,275. So now we are going to go to Ripple. So Ripple is up 1.46. Last trade was 23 cents and almost up to 24. And all these cryptocurrencies today is showing us that the buyers has came back in the market to buy up all the selling that occurred in the market. And that is a very good sign for the overall cryptocurrency space. So the reaction or the correction that some of the investors, some of the experts, some of the people that you see on YouTube stating that it might go lower, it still might go lower, but in the short term, we're not necessarily seeing another substantial drop in the market because the market recovered somewhat from what occurred on yesterday. And that is a good sign for at least these cryptocurrencies to trade sideways. So that is why we are feeling pretty good that the market is going to at least trade sideways and even a little higher for some of these. And just like with Ripple, we're still expecting them to trade sideways, and it might come right back up to 25 or even move as low as 23 cents just to continue with the market doing business transactions throughout the day on tomorrow. So that will be our trading range for Ripple. But given the fact that we had this very wide spread, and as well as the market came right back up to the open and close for today, kind of lets us know that the market is going to be leaning to higher prices than it is to moving lower. So that's going to be our analysis for Ripple. So now we are going to go to Litecoin. So you guys can see that Litecoin is up 2.13. Last trade was at $86.63. And the market came almost all the way back down to that $72 area for Litecoin. And the fact that it came down and it was able to close higher than the close from yesterday, and it has overcome all of the selling that was in the market, is telling us again that Litecoin is at least going to trade sideways. And that's going to be our analysis for Litecoin, for them to trade sideways, just to show you and acknowledge the fact that stockpile still came in on the bar for today. So this is a 3-hour bar for Litecoin. And if the market moves lower, expect it to come right back down to $84. And if it moves higher, it definitely runs the prospect or the ability to come right back up to 88 in the short term. But if the buyers come back in the market, it's definitely going to go right back up to $90 as well. So our analysis is for Litecoin to move higher as well, at least to 88 or even to $90. So now let's go to Dash. So even with Dash is up 14.67. Last trade was at $760.24. And given the fact that the market on yesterday was in a sell-off position, and Dash still traded higher and closed higher than the rest of these bars in the background, is the reason of why we have another wide spread and the market closed almost towards a high from yesterday. And it tells us that Dash is still strong. It's still giving us precursors of strength, but we are still acknowledging how much stockpile came in on the bar today. And for that reason, I am going to show you where we are expecting Dash to come. So Dash is definitely runs the prospect to come to $740 or even $720 in the short term. But given the fact that the market is here right now, and is all the market participants right now is at this location buying up all of this particular cryptocurrency at this price, and that even gives us more confirmation that Dash is going to continue to move higher, and it might come back up to the high of this particular bar, which was $811. It might even move higher than that, because Dash is definitely one of the outliers in this sphere in cryptocurrencies that is not following the rest of the other altcoins or even Bitcoin into moving in one direction, which is giving us more precursors of strength into saying that DAS will move higher, and at least it might come right back up to around $811. So now let's go to NEO. NEO also is up 4.75%. Last trade was at $32.75. So it is a very good thing to see that NEO traded sideways on the day, and we forecasted that for a majority of these cryptos today, and the market came and closed right there at $32, almost $33, and the market closed right here at these tops of these highs of these daily price bars. And if the market can stay above that, then it's definitely gonna go to $34 or even $36, depending on if the buyers are in the market. NEO may actually give us like another sideways trading action on tomorrow, and if that's going to be the case, then you can expect it to come right back down to around $30 or even $34. But if the market is stronger, as this last previous bar is showing us, then NEO can definitely come right back up to 36 or even 38. So overall, we will need to see a push to go up bar past this $34 area, and once we see that, then that will be a great entry point to ride NEO all the way up to at least 36 or even 38. Okay, but if it can't break through $34, then you guys can expect it to at least come back down to 32 or even $30. So now we are going to go to Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic is up 0.86%. Last trade was at $25.83. So Ethereum Classic as well is giving us a very strong precursors of strength. The market shot all the way back down to $21.23, and it was able to close higher than the closing yesterday. So the market participants for Ethereum Classic is still within this particular cryptocurrency, buying it up around that price range. And given that fact, we are still expecting Ethereum Classic to move higher. But just to acknowledge the fact that we see stockpile on the bar, we will show you where Ethereum Classic runs the probability of moving lower to come in touch as a support area. So Ethereum Classic can definitely come right back down to $24.45. It might need to come to 25 if the market finds strength around that price area. But if it moves lower, it definitely could come down to $24.50 or even $24. But we will expect to see some some precursors of strength right there around that area, $24, if Ethereum Classic moves lower. But overall, we're still looking for Ethereum Classic to move higher, and that first one is going to be $27, and it might come back there to touch it again once all of this stockpile on this completed bar is bought up, come back up to $27, and we would need to see from $27 a push to go bar in order for Ethereum Classic to come back up to $28 and around $28. Might be a little higher than that, around $28.50, and that will be the area or the location that we think Ethereum Classic is going to be moving. If the market is really strong, come up to 29, but we have to get that volume in order to move Ethereum Classic that high, which is probable and it could happen. So now we're going to go to the last one, which is going to be Monero. So Monero is down 1.62%. Last trade was at $174.60. So all of these cryptocurrencies today, you guys can see shot lower on today, but was able to close higher, and that is a precursor of strength. But on some of them, we are getting still some selling in the market. So we have to acknowledge that fact that the market on tomorrow may trade sideways, but some of them will definitely move higher on tomorrow. But Monero, we need to see, given the amount of stockpile on this bar and the fact that the volume is a lot lighter, see where Monero can possibly come back down and touch as a support area. So it could come right back down to $172 or even $168, but we're not necessarily seeing that. $169, $170, but we're not necessarily seeing that. The fact that the market had stockpile on this particular bar and Monero still shot higher is a definite sign that it's going to try to move higher again, and it might come back up to $180 initially, and we will need to see precursors of strength right at $180. And if we do, then we can expect Monero to come right back up to $184, even $188. Okay, so that's the things that we're looking for here at HueFin News in order for us to jump in the market and profit from Monero moving higher. So overall, the scare that we saw in the market yesterday looked like it may have just calmed down somewhat. So the market for tomorrow may actually trade sideways for some may move lower, but given the completion of today's bar is telling us that the scare has now subsided and these cryptos should remove at least traded sideways, and like we said, on some of them they will move higher. So overall, I know a lot of people were kind of nervous and saying that the correction is back in the market. Right now, for this particular analysis, we are not seeing that. So that kind of should ease your nerve for those of you guys who are nervous right now in a particular cryptocurrency you guys are in. But as always, you guys need to stay profitable, continue watching these channels, watching our videos, and also try to understand the language of the markets, because you too will be like us and be a lot mellow, a lot understanding, because we see exactly what's going on in these particular cryptocurrencies. That's all we have for today. Stay profitable, and I will talk to you guys later.